Hi everyone, thank you for joining me today. We are going to do season 4, episodes 7 and 8. Episode 7 is a fun one. Episode 8, we will see a little bit more Chip and how he becomes who he ends up to becoming by the middle of season 5. So, hey co-host, I'm excited for this one, aren't you? This is going to be a fun one. So, before we get started, like always, please do not forget to do the YouTube things, subscribe, like, share, comment. If you're here in the live chat, make sure you chat with us. And then also, I do have this going on Kick, so if you want to know where I'm Kick, I would love for you to follow me over there. Cause I do see that there's some that have watched it, but they haven't followed me. So go ahead and also if you're on YouTube and you have a Kick account, just go ahead, go over to Kick and subscribe. I'll put that in my description box link below. And as always, sorry, I'm still dealing with the migraine, so I had like some coffee a little bit ago, and now I have Mountain Dew. So I'm just trying to get through this live. Um, so don't forget, in the description box link down below will be the Win at the Net podcast, which episodes are dropped every Tuesday. And then the Ciji circle and the no escaping the cul-de-sac will be linked below as always. Now, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. So, in this episode, we will definitely see the first major conflict of between Mack and Karen. This is their famous camping episode. So, this episode is season 4, episode 7, and it's called Investment. So we open up at Karen's house. She's getting ready to go camping with Mac, and Joe is on the phone with his boss, who they offered him a job out in New York, but we don't know that yet. Diana wants to wear one of her mother's glasses that I guess cost like $90. Now, $90 back then was a lot of money. Nowadays, it really can't buy you a good pair of shoes. Or rather, a good pair of Nikes or whatever. Um, so that's that. Max shows up and is surprised by how much stuff Karen has. Cause and I guess too it was in his suitcase, so he wasn't sure. But I don't know about you all, but whenever I went camping with my dad, I always took a suitcase. So that kind of made no sense to me when I heard that. Now that I'm thinking about it, because I always took a suitcase. Now, granted, well, no, there were some times when we went camping where we slept outside. Because I was thinking the only time that we went fishing was when we went up to the cabin that my dad and his friend owned together. And we would stay there for the weekend and we would go fishing or whatever. That was mainly what we did. And then my dad would go up there by himself and go hunting. Hunting! As the Southerners like to say, that's what we would. I can't say hunting. It's too hard for me to say hunting. So I say hunting. Like cooking. Hunting. Um, so that's my Southernness coming out. So I don't think we really slept a lot outside in tent. I think that when we did, my dad let me sleep in the truck because back then he had the bucket seats behind the two passenger, the driver's seat and the passenger seat. So I was able to sleep in there, kind of get comfy in there, and um, just fall asleep. Just because it was too hard for me to sleep on the ground, and I think as I got older, he realized that I couldn't sleep on the ground like my brother could. So yeah, I don't know about y'all, but whenever I went camping, I would have a suitcase, and I haven't been camping. Well, besides going up to camp, but like I haven't gone outdoor camping since my dad passed away. So, um, and then so Karen said that she did not know what she needed. And put Diana is still being sassy with Nick and walks out. Karen goes to talk to Diana about the weekend trip. She tells her that things will be okay, but that this trip is important to her. And then Diana doesn't say anything, and then Karen just walks out. This is showing Gary around Daniels and his fishing. Haha, get it? Camping, fishing, haha. Um, Fishing for, uh, for an investment from him. So he wants Gary to invest in his restaurant. Gary tells him that he is thinking about it, but he's not sure what investment he's going to do at this time. Abby and Gary talk about Richard asking him for money. Kenny and Ginger is out to dinner with them, and they are talking about Ciji. So basically, Kenny and Ginger, Abby and Gary are trying to form quite the bond. Like, it's almost like in every scene you see Kenny and Ginger, you are going to see Abby and Gary. Uh, Joe is leaving to go out for pizza, and Diana's at home sulking while the boys are out. Joe is trying to encourage Diana about Mack and Karen, and Diana does not like Mack at all. Joe tells Diana that you can't help who you fall in love with, and Diana yells at Joe about comparing Mack and Sid. And then Chip is giving Renee a massage, and Val comes home to Chip staying at her house. Renee lied about how she told Val the week prior that he was staying with her. However, Val does agree to let him stay a couple of days. Well, it ends up being more than a couple of days, as we'll see. Next, we are at the camping site with Mack and Karen, and Mack is trying to put two sleeping bags together, and Karen is frustrated that he assumed things. Um, Karen tells Max that she wants to be included on these decisions for them to take the next step, basically. Um, then they start fighting about the sleeping arrangements. And then I said classic Karen and Max, just the way that they go off. Max tells Karen goodnight, and they are both frustrated. Then he is sitting outside of the tent in the chair. Now, I think there is a scene that is cut, and I don't know if it's when they arrived or when after they arrived, and it's the nighttime where they're making out in the car. So I don't know if that was after the fight or before the fight. I don't know. But that scene is not in the episode. Someone sent it to me, and I don't know. It's like in a different version of knotslanding with michelelee and Kevin Thompson. Gary, Abby, and the kids are driving somewhere to look at a surprise that Gary has for them. He wants to buy a ranch, however, Abby is not too fond of it, even though that she said it is beautiful. They kind of fight about it. She thinks it is just for the weekend and to get getaways, and Gary wants to live on the ranch. So basically, he just kind of wants to escape all of the outside world and just live on the ranch and work on the ranch and, become one with nature and touch grass. And then they fight about it again. Karen finds Mack fishing and almost tripped. Mack asks Karen if she wants breakfast and she said maybe later. Mack said that he slept like a rock and Karen said, well, I slept on a rock. Um, and then she apologizes to Mack and then she comes clean about her assumption and she thought how it would be easy, but it is not. And that she has not been with another man since his past. So this is really a sweet moment between her and Mack. Karen tells Mack that he is the first man who she has thought about being with. Mack tells her that it is okay and that he will be patient. However, I have in quotation marks, or is he? We will learn more about that in a coming up episode. Then the fish took the bait and he went back to where he was fishing at. And then he almost trips. And Karen laughs at him. Richard is back at the restaurant and looking for the tax file. Richard wants to apply for a loan. He will use the books. Laura tells Richard that he is on his way, that he is in way over his head, not on his way, in way over his head. Val tells Lily Mae that they have to talk about Chip. Lily Mae tries to distract Val by talking about chicken and dumplings. Then Joe comes in trying to talk to Val about the tour, and he asks her about the next book that she's going to write. Joe tells her that they won't talk about it whenever she's ready, because Val doesn't want to talk about it right now because she feels like it would be like a curse, like almost like she wouldn't write it if she talked about it. Karen is annoying Mac and he keeps looking back at her. She's continuing to talk while they are fishing. Oh, this is where Mac trips, and I put in here, I wonder if that was on purpose or if he accidentally tripped, because they are walking on all these little, like basically on a little hill almost, and it's kind of like not even. So I wonder if Mac almost really did trip, and then they caught Karen laughing. So I think the way he did it is he just kind of watched his footing a little bit. So I'm wondering if it was done on accident or if he did it on purpose. I don't know. Um, so that was just kind of interesting. And then Karen tells Mac that she thinks that he is right about Diana, and Mac tells her to be quiet. And I put that this is a cute scene and I'll kind of play it, but I said a little bit like this is such Michelle because people have said that it's hard for Michelle to stop talking and she does say a line. I can't help it. If something comes to my mind and I have to say it. She goes, I can't help it. So I'm wondering if that is a part of Michelle that was included into Karen's character. or if her and Kevin worked that out to put it in the script, which I think is rather interesting. Um, and then she makes a sad face. So here, I'll do this. Karen equals Karen. Oops, hold on. So poor Karen, she has a sad face. And then next we see that Chip's car is not working right now. He bought 500 copies of the house book on Bess's account. So basically, he's trying to tell Diana that it's a good deal to buy the books in bulk from all the major booksellers in town just to get the revenue up. So basically, he's thinking, oh, we'll buy the books and then they'll get a profit and they'll return. Which I don't know how that works. I don't know. So I said that Chip's car is not working. He bought 500 copies of Val's book. Diana goes to Diana and Chip goes to knotslanding Mona so that he can get a car, which Karen doesn't know about. Gary shows up at Kenny's office, but they do not have anyone to record Ciji, so Kenny and Ciji have been shopping Ciji's demo around, and no one is wanting to find her because I guess in the 80s, the record business was having issues, so they didn't know. They were just having a hard time finding someone who would put her on the label. So I didn't know that because I thought there was a lot of good music coming out of the 80s, and I didn't know that the record business was kind of going downhill. Now I think it really is going downhill because of all the AI, the auto tune, and all that. Like, I think with Lisa Hartman Black, she has real talent. So, yeah, I don't know. And in fact, her and Clint Black are still out on tour. And they're still going to be doing us on their podcast. So watch out for that. I'll keep mentioning that. And then Gary is offering to go into business with Kenny, and they will record Ciji. So basically, Gary asked Kenny to get some figures together just so that they can look it over and he can make a final decision. He hasn't made any commitment yet. Chip and Diana returns back home with the car that she lent Chip. Jared tells Abby that he is happy about the money, and then they are intimate. Ginger and Kenny are talking about the record business. Kenny tells Ginger that he may quit his job about her having, and then they kind of fight about and ask about her having faith in him. She does not want to pass it up. Ginger is thinking that Ciji may become another Sylvie, and she also wants the happy face. Oh, for Lisa Hartman? Yeah. So Ginger is thinking that Ciji may become another Sylvie, and then also that she wants Kenny to take an interest in her career. Karen and Mack are eating dinner and he's cutting the fish. Karen wants nothing to do with it, and I'm right there with her. So this is another reason why I think I'm like Michelle and Karen. I don't like fish. I don't want to be anywhere near it. I don't eat fish. Ugh, ugh. Um, and then Karen is getting sick to her stomach. Same girl, same. Karen is starting another fight, and they're starting to talk about breaking up. She wants to go home, however, Mac tells her that they will not get there until 3:30 in the morning. And she goes, oh great, doesn't have to sleep on the rock again? Karen is not happy that she has to stay another night. Kenny and Ciji is looking at her demo, and the review shows up with Chip to tell them about the publisher. Ciji and Chip lock eyes. Next we see Mac dropping Karen off and be very happy. At this time, he tries to carry the suitcase and asks if she is sure about what their decision is, and she said yes. And she tries to tell him that it's not you, it's me, and all this stuff. Um, Mac leaves and Karen goes inside, and then I put another sad face. Sad face. Ginger called Abby to tell her about the record company and that they were at Kenny's office, so Ginger wants Abby to talk Gary out of it, and Abby shows up at Kenny's office, and then her and Gary get into a fight, and then he goes off and wins money to return for Daniel. So basically, Gary is a very stubborn person, and if you tell him not to do something, he's going to do the opposite. Abby continues to tell Gary that she is not Val, and Gary refuses Abby's advances. The car that Diana got with Chip is already having issues, so he's in the middle of the road trying to change the tire because he has a flat. Ciji is with him. She tells him that he is pretty sure of himself, which he is. Karen is in her room crying about Mac. Joe comes in to talk to her about the trip, and he tells her that he got offered a job. Karen tells Joe about Mac, and Karen is not ready for him to leave yet. Abby returns to Gary's and sees him there. They apologize to each other. Their fights are not like Mack and Karen. Gary tells Abby that he is stubborn and that he did go ahead and lend money to Richard. He said that the money should bring pleasure, not grief. And then they say something, I want to say it, so Gary says to Abby, we gotta stop fighting like this. Now hold that. Hold. Gary says to Abby that we have to stop fighting this. Okay. Hold this. Alright, so hold that in your mind. Okay, hold that thought. Karen goes to talk to Joe about his job offer and says that there are times in life when milk and cookies, there's a time in a girl's life when only milk and cookies will do. Joe says that family is more important than love, or something like that. Joe tells Karen to, I'll play that soon just so that you guys know what Joe says, because I think I got that all mixed up. Joe tells Karen to tell Mac how she feels. Joe is telling her that she is confused and that she is at a time in her life that a big brother and milk and cookies will not do. She needs comfort, and then Karen tells Joe that she is okay if he, he goes home. So basically, this is the last time that we'll see Joe and knotslanding. We'll hear about him, but this is the last time we'll see him. Poor Joe. Abby is at the restaurant smelling wine, and then she gives Richard a note for him to sign for the loan, which Gary knows nothing about. So here we have Abby already scheming behind Gary's back. Karen leaves to go see Mac, and then Mac ends up at her house and they work things out. Mac says that they are both scared and that it can become serious, and they are both ready to jump ship. They both are ready to jump ship. Karen agrees, Diana leaves, and then Karen sees her car that Chip has been driving. Max suggests camping again, however, now it really does mean something else this time. And then they kind of like start to kiss, and then they don't kiss, and then they look around, and then they go inside with Diana gone, and the boys not there, they're at school. They have her house all to themselves. And then, ready for it? Karen says to Mac that they have to stop fighting like this, which is what Gary said to Abby. So the fact that Gary and Abby are fighting a lot, and then Karen and Mac fight a lot, I think that's kind of funny that they said that. So let's talk about it. So we saw the first almost breakup between Karen and Mac. Then they got back together. We saw Joe leave, which this won't be the last time. And this is one thing that I know that Michelle and Kevin went to the directors and producers at the very beginning, and they asked to not just like show like a typical soap opera couple. Like they wanted it to seem real and have a relationship seem real. So that's why you see a lot more intimate scenes with them now. And the way that they hold each other and the way that they kiss is all because they wanted to show what a real couple would look like who is in love and who can fight about anything and then come together in the end, which I think is really sweet. And in fact, when I was looking for pictures, there was a Instagram post that Retro TV Clips did that Michelle Lee had put on her stories or her Instagram remembering Kevin Dobson, and she goes, best TV couple, which I think is true. Even in Back to the Cul-de-Sac, she says she kind of like they were a hashtag before they were a hashtag, before they were hashtags, or like their names were together, Mack and Karen, Karen and Mack. So it's just kind of interesting how I think they defined like a whole culture with their hashtag Mack and Karen, Karen and Mack, or the Mack Karen, or whatever. So they didn't like put their names together, but they did Mack and Karen, Karen and Mack, which I think is interesting. We did not see a lot of Richard and Laura together because Richard right now is focused on the restaurant, so and getting it going and starting and all that. So we don't really see a lot of them other than Laura just starting to get concerned about the money and trying to help Richard any way that she can, but as we'll learn, it's becoming more increasingly difficult. And then we see Chip and Diana getting closer. However, we also see that Chip and Ciji may have something going. I'm not sure what you're saying yes to. I apologize. I know, like, I'm ahead of what you. So, what are you saying? Hold on. Okay. Alright, I just. Yeah, because that kind of. Yeah. It's not your fault, co host. It's just the fact that I'm not. I know I'm ahead. Bear with me 1 second. Oh, okay. So then we see Chip and Susie starting to have something going. And then we see Kenny and Ginger. Okay. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Thank you. Oh, gosh. Okay. So we see the beginnings of Chip and Susie. Diana and Chip are getting closer. Val is getting frustrated with Chip. Lily Mae is already still lying to Val about Chip. And let me see, what else? Oh, Kenny and Ginger are kind of going a little bit back and forth about her career and about Ciji, which that will have a culmination eventually. So we'll see that kind of Ginger kind of losing a little bit on that. And then we see that Abby and Gary are starting to make investments and they're starting to fight more and more about it. And again, this will also have a culmination to it. So it will be. Gary's going to have some problems here in these next couple of seasons. So it will be interesting. And like I said, I have not gone past maybe the first 2 or 3 episodes of season 10. So I've watched all of seasons 1 through 9, but I have not made it through the rest of them. So once we get to season 10, that'll be more of a surprise for me, so that's exciting. And then I think that's it. And like I said, Mack and Karen, they just work it out, and then sometimes it takes longer for them to work it out. And we'll see. And their relationship is also kind of quick too. And you'll see that as well. So, let me see something. Da, 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 da. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Alright. So now we're gonna play some tunes. Co-host, do you have anything to add? Like I said, this was kind of like a fun one, and I'll play. I'll try to play the camping trip because the camping trip is kind of interesting. So we'll take it. We'll just play those clips. Go ahead and turn this off.
In knotslanding.
Okay.
Out. And now.
Let me go ahead and clip that out. Okay, hold on. Co-host, if you have anything to add, just let me know. Oops. This is according to YouTube fair use policy.
Joe, what jacket do you like better, the purple one or? Oh, I'm sorry.
Look, you wanted me to work on Val Ewing's next book.
So Karen is asking Joe what he thinks about his outfits. However, Joe's on the phone, and then Karen apologizes. Again, this is according to YouTube service policy.
Mom, where do you want me to put this? A waste of time.
Oh, just put it by the door. Mac will be here any second.
He's in better shape tonight. Look, it's turning into Grand Central Station around here. I'll call you back. I'll think about it. I promise. Goodbye.
You think about what? Mom, can I borrow your green silk?
So Joe doesn't want to tell Karen about what he got a phone call about until I think he sees what's going on with Karen and Mac. And then next we see Diana come downstairs asking about the boss. Again, this is according to YouTube service policy.
That's while you're away? No, it's a $90 blow. So, you're going away. It's not like you're going to need it.
Again, Diana being sassy about Mac. Like, come on, get over yourself. I think she... Okay, here's my theory. I think that deep down, Diana does like Mac. However, she's conflicted about how she feels because of her dad. So therefore, I think that she's just pushing all that sass and sarcasticness onto Mac because of her father, and she feels like, she's scared because she sees that her mother is possibly getting serious with Mac. And so therefore, she doesn't want that to happen. And so she's just trying to put him down just so that her mother can, get him out of her system, so to speak. However, that's not going to happen. Because if you're in love with someone, it's not going to happen like that. So, that's my opinion. Co-host, if you have anything to add, let me know. But yeah, I think that deep down, Diana does like him, but she's afraid to show her real feelings. Because I think that she's afraid she's going to betray her father. And I can tell you that that's a true thing, because I don't know if I told you all this, but I actually had, when my mom was dating, she ended up finding guys online and going out with them. She was safe about it. It was before all of the apps and everything like that. It was just mainly chat rooms. So it was back in the 90s, early 2000s. Well, yeah, it was in the 90s because I graduated in the year 2000. And she ended up going out with one of my classmates' fathers. We didn't know. However, the relationship didn't last. But we were kind of like I think we found out after the fact, like at our graduation or something like that, or maybe my mom told me and said, "Do you know this girl?" And I said, "Yeah, she's in my class. I've known her since like seventh grade, and she's short like me and all the stuff." And we weren't close when we were in high school, but now we're close. So it's just kind of funny that she could have become my stepsister, and I don't know what I would have done. And I do know, and I will say this, that children do have a good sense of character, and after a spouse loses the, their loved one, that if that parent brings in a new person and there's like an ickiness feeling to them, they're not going to get along with them. And I can say that because I've been through that. Um, I've been through that with my mom because she did date a guy who was pompous, arrogant, thought he was better than everyone, thought he knew everything. He was a Harvard grad. So I just think, and neither my brother nor I liked him all that much. In fact, no one really liked him. So it wasn't just us. It was like my mom's sister. I think that the only people that really liked him was my grandparents. And I'm like, how can you like him? Like, for real? Oh, and he and I got into it one time. It, like, stopped him. And I basically screamed at him, "You are not my father. You do not tell me what to do. I am old enough. I can't." Because he wanted me to move something outside with him. And I'm like, I can't. I can't move it. What do you want me to do? And he goes, "No, move it now." I'm like, no. So he and I kind of went at it. And it was just a whole big mess. And I called my mom and I said, "I don't want him back in this house." So I think that there are some truth to that. However, for Diana, I think that she does really like Matt, because otherwise, how would she give him the truth, and then how would she be okay with him moving forward? And we'll kind of see that in the next episode as well. Again, this is in quantity. And co-host, if you have anything to add, or if I'm wrong, say I'm wrong. If I'm right, that's cool too. Again, this is in quantity 30,000.
Which one? That one. I'm trying with colorblind. Yeah, Max. Hi.
Hi.
All set? That's an understatement. Oh, fancy suitcase. For the camping trip?
Oh, well, I just didn't know what I'd need.
So you packed everything in the suitcase. I'm dealing with a rookie.
So basically, Jack is like, "How come you didn't use a duffel bag?" And again, I say, I used a suitcase when I went fishing. I don't know. Again, this in quantity 30,000.
She's never been into fishing. She used to think it was silly. Well, I'll try anything once.
Fishing's good for the soul.
My soul is just fine fishless, thank you.
Again, Diana being very much sassy to Mac. Again, this is in quantity 30,000.
Excuse me. So, Mac, what are you fishing for?
For the halibut.
I know this weekend trip is not a big hit with you, and I know that you're not too crazy about Mac.
What makes you say that?
I liked it when my mom went away for the weekend. As long as I didn't have to meet them, I liked it. I either, when we were old enough to stay by ourselves, we would go to our, well, okay, I take that back. I liked it when I was with my mom's friend or with my former babysitter's parents because we would, like, right in their backyard practically. So we would always go over there for, either one of us would go over there, one of us would go to my grandparents, and then they would switch off. So I liked it, and I think um, one year my brother somehow my brother and my mom went out of town, and then no, what was it? Oh gosh. Did they go out of town without me? I don't remember. Oh gosh. I do know that they took me, that I went down to Tennessee with my grandparents and I stayed there for 4 weeks, for like the whole summer almost. And yeah, I was ready to come back home. As much as I loved Tennessee, I was ready to come back home. I just wanted to be, oh, I don't know why. I think I just wanted my mom. Because when you're that young and you just want to be with your mom, and it was one of the summers that I didn't have to have surgery, and I just kind of wanted to be with her, but my mom wanted to spend some time alone with my brother to give him some one-on-one time. So I ended up in Tennessee without my mom, and that was hard. But in general, I liked it whenever she would go away for the weekend or when she would go away for a little bit because it got us away from each other and it got us to almost like reset. So I don't know why Diana didn't look at it that way. Like, why why didn't she look at it as a way for them to all reset? She can think about what's going on and her mom and Mac and all that, and then even Chip. She can. Yes. Yes, nice to visit, but glad to be back home. But now I think of Tennessee as my second home state. So I think I think because my grandparents had different roles than my mom, so therefore I just kind of like was starting to clash with them a little bit. Well, mostly with my grandmother. I was kind of sort of clashing with her as much as I loved her and she was my favorite. We just started to kind of start to butt heads a little bit, which I think is which was part of it. And I just miss my mom. I wish my mom could have just stayed down there with us, for the whole time. In fact, my mom was looking at moving down there. However, she would have lost her. She would have moved down there, and she would be guaranteed the same pay, and she wouldn't be losing her. If she didn't risk losing her pension. So she was actually looking to move down there. She wanted to. She loved it down there as much as I did. So yeah, she wanted to move down there. I think she wanted to be closer to her parents too. But then again, I don't think that she could have left my dad's parents because they were going through a hard time. So I think it was a catch-22 because if we would have moved down there, then they would have been there without anybody. So I think eventually they would have had to move down there. But I don't know. So I say all that to say I wish that Diana would have been would have seen this as a way to reset, if that makes any sense. And again, this is constitute two serious policy.
And I can't help the way I feel, or even help the way you act.
Karen's like, change your attitude, girl, or I'll change it for you. And again, this is constitute two serious policy.
Come on, make an effort. This trip is very important to me. Diana.
So even Karen is telling her that this trip is important to her. So I think that right then and there, we see the assumption starting. And again, this is constitute two serious policy.
Bye, Diana.
That was Michelle's voice, not Karen. That was Michelle's voice. No, I'm not gonna play that. Alright, this is in constitute two serious policy.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to put these together. They're designed that way. Two singles make a double.
You're pretty sure of yourself, aren't you?
What?
You invited me on a camping trip. I thought that meant camping.
It does. This is camping.
Yeah, well, also seems to be.
So again, she's like trying to tell Mac here that like she wants to be independent. She wants to be a part of the discussion, and this is where they have their first kind of blowout fight, and we'll see it carry on into the next couple of scenes. I'm gonna stop it here and there just so I don't get the video blocked, so just bear with me. Again, this is constitute serious policy.
A euphemism for something else.
What are you talking about?
You're assuming we're going to sleep together.
Didn't you?
I know I may sound like an anachronism, but I like to participate in decisions like this.
Oh, you want to sleep by yourself?
That's not the point. You made an assumption, and I really resent it.
So here we go. One of the very first Mack and Karen fights. Again, this is in constitute serious policy.
Karen, forget it. I just don't want to argue.
Oh, sure. Of course not. You just like it to be easy and meaningless. Well, I'm sorry. It's not like that for me.
Get it. Karen, good night.
But
Good night.
So I think she was now that I'm watching this, I think she was gonna go through with it, but then Mac tells her good night, which I think is hilarious. Alright, and again, this is when they're fishing. This is in constitute serious policy.
hi.
Hi. How'd you sleep? I slept like a rock.
I slept on a rock.
Breakfast? Catching it. Fresh your fish.
Yeah, maybe later. Mac, I'm sorry.
So why does she think that she has to apologize? I don't get that. That's just my opinion. But anyways, I think he should have apologized first. Again, this is constitute serious policy.
I have to apologize.
Well, I guess I just flew off the handle a little.
I made an assumption. So we both did. I guess I was wrong.
You weren't wrong. It was my assumption, too. I thought it'd be easier, you know? It isn't. I haven't been with anyone since Sid.
So again, it's hard for her because she hasn't been with anyone but Sid, and then therefore she wasn't sure how she was going to react with Mac in this situation. And again, this is according to teaching series policy.
You're the first man who...
What? Turn John? Karen, we've been seeing a lot of each other, right?
Right?
And I think I've gotten to know you a little bit, right?
Right?
I know this is a big step. I don't want to rush you, pressure you into it. I want to help. If it's rough on you, I want to make it easier. Breakfast!
So they go in for a kiss, and then the fish took the bait, and Mac goes back to grab it. And again, this is according to teaching series policy.
Oh! Hang in there, baby. Laura?
Yeah.
Hold on. Well, no one really talking. Okay. This is according to teaching series policy.
Okay.
I want to be any help I can.
So Kevin does this thing where he looks back at Karen, and you'll see this throughout the episodes if you're watching it. So again, he's looking back at Karen and kind of like smiling at her, but we don't pan over to Karen. But I think that that's something that they worked out, or maybe that's something that he does spontaneously, because we know that he does things spontaneously. Again, this is according to teaching series policy.
I never knew there were places like this so close to the city. You know? You come here often?
So she's trying to talk, and then Mac is like looking at her like, okay, come on, be quiet. And again, this is according to teaching series policy.
Karen, you got to understand something about fishing. It's very quiet. It's kind of like contemplative, almost meditative. So we don't have to talk.
Oh, sorry.
You just relax into it. It's very calming. You'll see.
Okay.
And this is where he chokes. I think he didn't mean to choke. He did that on accident. And she starts to laugh at him. Again, this is according to teaching series policy.
You know, I think you're right about Diana.
She wants to talk about Diana. Why she's fishing? Oh, goodness. And again, this is according to teaching series policy.
I think we should just let her have her tantrum until it blows over. I'll tell you something, though, boy. You gotta feel for her. Remember when you were a teenager, everything was so intense. I'm sorry. I forgot.
And again, I think this is also part of Michelle's character that they brought in for Karen. Again, this is according to teaching series policy.
We used to have such great communication, and now she's so angry all the time. It's just,
Karen, shut up.
What?
Don't talk.
Here comes the second fight. And again, this is according to teacher series policy.
And I even.
No.
But I can't help it. If I think something, I've got to say it.
Not while you're fishing.
But if I.
You're scaring the fish.
You're the one who's yelling.
Because I want some quiet.
That's the way you get it, by yelling. Is this quiet enough?
Yes!
And then she makes a sad face. Aww. Alright, here comes the big fight. Ready? And again, this is according to teacher series policy.
Karen, come on over. You want to show you how to clean a fish.
I don't want to know.
Come on, it's easy. Just come down the middle. Open up the stomach.
I'm right there with Karen. I don't want to know, I don't want to see it, and I don't want to eat it. Again, this is according to teacher series policy.
Hook him like this. Oh, and tear his guts out.
I won't look.
Yep, I'm right with her. Ugh. Turns her stomach. Again, this is according to teacher series policy.
You gotta clean them before you eat them.
Forget it. I won't eat it.
Karen, this is something that means a lot. Come on, I want to share it with you.
Share what? Hooking hooks in worms and killing fish? And I've got to keep my mouth shut the whole time.
You're not trying to start another fight with me.
No, I am not trying to start another fight. I am just trying not to learn how to clean fish.
All right, no big deal.
You know,
I wonder if she was trying to start another fight. And again, this is according to teacher series policy.
something? I think Diana's right about you.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah, you know, you are so conceited. You think all this is so wonderful. Therefore, I have to think it's wonderful, right?
You know what you're doing?
Yeah, seeing the light.
They're trying to keep a straight face. It's funny. Again, this is according to teacher series policy.
Don't.
Well, I don't think all this is wonderful. I hate it. I don't know what I'm doing here. It's a mistake. We're a mistake.
Come on, don't do this.
You and Diana hate each other. I hate camping. We've got nothing in common. Hey, don't touch me with those fishy hands.
Karen,
I want to go home.
we can't go home.
What?
We won't get there till 3:30 in the morning.
You mean to tell me I have to spend another night here with a rock as a pillow?
That's right.
Great. That's just great.
Ah. Alright, so we'll see the payoff. Again, this is according to teacher series policy.
Watch the snakes.
See, this is the kind of thing I'd like to hear you do.
So that was real funny. And then again, this is according to teacher series policy.
When Chip gets to know.
Karen, Mack is bringing Karen home. He's getting out to help her with her suitcase. Then she gets out.
I can take that.
Are you sure about this?
Yeah. It's not you. It's me.
Yeah.
That's a classic line. And again, this is according to teacher series policy.
I guess I'm just not ready for a relationship. That's
You okay?
fine.
It was sweet for him to say, "Are you okay?" And again, this is according to teacher series policy.
Bye.
Yeah. Watch your toes.
Oh, my heart breaks. And again, she's walking inside with her suitcase. Oh, I'm not gonna play this whole scene. Alright, and again, this is according to a teaching series policy.
Like love. Some things are more important.
And again, this is according to teaching series policy.
You really want that job, don't you?
There'll be others. Some things are more important, like family. Being there for those you love. Like love.
You think I'm in love?
Joe thinks that she's in love with Mac. Aww. And again, this is according to teaching series policy.
Seen you be irrational, erratic, elated, and depressed all in the course of 5 minutes. Yeah. I'd say you were in love.
He doesn't love me, you know. No good, he hasn't the slightest idea who I am.
Tell him.
Can't.
Joe wants Karen to tell him how she really feels. But Karen's like, I can't tell him because you can't tell Mac anything. And again, this is according to teaching series policy.
Don't Mac anything. Not him. He knows everything already. What?
Cookie. You're calling him arrogant and prideful. And you're the one who's confused. You're the one who's not admitting to it. You're...
So Joe's calling her out, saying like, because of the way you're acting, that's you're in love. So, which is hilarious. And again, this is according to teaching series policy.
lonely. You miss him. You're unhappy when you're not together. And only you and I know about it. Yeah. Darling, you're at a time in your life when a big brother and milk and cookies in the middle of the night are not all you need for comfort.
I'm really gonna miss you, you know.
But
So she tells Joe that he can go out and go home. Alright, here we go. The big payoff. Y'all ready? And again, this is according to teaching series policy.
Meet Jane. Jane hides her spider and bear
Sorry,
fans on her achy
commercial.
legs.
So Mac is showing up at Karen, because Karen was leaving to go to Mac. And again, this is according to teaching series policy.
Mac, I was just
Okay.
This is the payoff. Again, this is according to teaching series policy.
Okay, I've been thinking about this all night, and I figured out why we jumped on one another so much this weekend. It's because we're scared. We both know that this can become very serious. We're both ready to jump ship.
Well, that's what I was just on my way
You know, I've never...
Karen tried to tell Mac, oh, I agree with you, I agree with you. It's hilarious. And again, this is in accordance with teaching series policy.
met a woman who's gotten to me as much as you do. And I don't particularly like getting gotten to like this. Well, that's it. Those are the facts.
Me too.
You two what?
My feelings for you scare me to death. Like if I allow myself to feel all this, I can get hurt. Real hurt. So I think maybe I'm looking for things to jump on, to criticize about you, to protect myself, to keep...
At least they recognize it, you know? They fight and then they always recognize when they're wrong. That's cool. And again, this is in accordance with teaching series policy.
Taking the
That's
risk.
exactly what you're doing.
Well, you're doing it too.
I didn't say I wasn't.
Bye, Mother. Diana.
Hey, isn't that one of my cars? That car's from the showroom.
Hey, wait a minute.
Mac is distracting her. LOL. This is in accordance with teaching series policy.
Hey, come on. Look, I was going to suggest another crack at camping.
Camping.
Where the boys?
School.
So they try to kiss and then they stop and they look around the neighborhood and then they turn to face each other and then they're gonna walk in. Again, this is according to teaching series policies.
One more thing.
You named it.
Oh, we've got to stop fighting like this.
There's that line, you gotta stop fighting like that. That's hilarious. So again, you know, we saw the culmination of the camping trip and officially back together. And this is a trip as well. So this episode is called Man in the Middle. And we see that Abby is over at Daniel's looking at bills and expenses. Richard comes in with an expensive espresso maker that is almost as big as me, which is at least bigger than my head and could almost be like half my size. Just wait 1 second. Just bear with me 1 second. Okay, sorry. I just had to tell my brother something because tomorrow is the sprinkle for our new niece, for my new niece, and he's gonna be picking me up, so I had to let him know. Um, so, and then, so Abby is not happy about it and wants to put it and attack the fact that they have money in the restaurant and that, he has a say in what they do. Chip and Diana are playing tennis at the beach club, and it seems that Chip let Diana win. They run into someone, and Diana introduces them. Kenny shows up at Gary's new house, which is beautiful. And Kenny has figures and is looking for a Ciji. Uh, 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 he has a job for her to sing in a commercial. However, Abby has another idea to have Ciji sing at Daniel's. They are not sure about it, but Abby will talk to him about letting him know. Karen and Mack are at her house kissing, and then Diana comes home with Chip. Mack turns around to look at Karen. Diana offers to have Chip come to the club with her, and they are not happy about it. Karen is in LOL. LOL. Chip is trying on a jacket for Lily May, and she likes it, but gives him money to go get a sports coat for the beach club. Hold on one second. That's okay. Oh, I just. Okay. Alright, there we go. Okay, so I said that. Luna said that she likes it because of money to get a sports coat. Luna has been giving him a lot of money. Chip denies it at first, and then he agrees to take it and thanks her. Karen goes to talk to Diana about inviting Chip to the beach club, and if it was because Diana really likes him or the fact that Mac did not like him, Diana tells Karen that she is really starting to fall for Chip, and I thought, uh-oh. Diana says that Karen goes along with whatever Mac says and tells her to tell Mac to come with an open mind, and Karen says it works both ways, kiddo. Gary shows up at Ciji's house and tells her about Daniels, and she is happy. However, Chip is with Abby and Kenny, Gary, and Richard are talking about Ciji singing at Daniels. Abby tells Richard that if he compromises on this, then he won't have to compromise on other things that are much more important. Val and Karen are at her house looking at pictures of her and Mac. Val says that Karen looks happy and she is glad for her. She missed Val while she was on tour. Val said that she wanted to call her, but she did not want to wake her up. Karen asks about the book, and Val tells her that she feels funny talking about it. Karen asks Val about Chip and her honest opinion. Val is not sure that there is something about him, and she does not feel comfortable when she is around him. Karen tells Val that she thinks Diana is falling in love with him. Ciji is singing at the restaurant rehearsing. Chip is on the phone trying to get the magazine articles to come and sing and watch her perform. Abby's impressed, lol. Abby shows them the dress, however, Chip is not liking the dress. Ciji is having some issues to get to the song where she wants it. Chip tells Ciji that they will be calling their own shots moving forward. He lies to Ciji about Diana, and then Chip and Louie are getting him ready for the beach club while Val is looking at. I put her next book, but it's really her speech that she's giving that night, and she can't concentrate. Chip tells Louie another falsehood, and then agrees to take Louie to the restaurant for opening night with Ciji. We are at the beach club with Chip and Diana. She's introducing him to her friend, and then she gets a phone call from Ciji, and she is nervous and asks Chip to come over. Diana is not sure what is going on. Karen and Mack are sitting with Diana, who is worried about Chip, and Karen is making small talk. Mack offers to dance with Diana, however she gets frustrated and walks away. Mack says that Chip is a jerk and that she should not be seeing him. He is already acting like a father figure, and Karen and Mack are already acting like a married couple. Chip went to Ciji's, and that is where he learned that she was testing him to see if he would come. And then they fight for a bit, and then they kiss. Chip says that he has to go see the record producer, and she is not happy. Diana is waiting for Chip, and he shows up, and they dance and kissing. Chip is pretty proud of himself. Louie is getting ready to go see Ciji sing. Val says that Chip should be happy to go to the opening with him. Val is wondering if Louie has a thing for Chip. Louie tells Val to go get ready for his speech. Chip tells Diana that he has to go to Daniel's tonight for Ciji, and Diana is not happy about it. Diana wants to go see Ciji, however, Chip kind of discourages her. Mack and Karen are still dancing when the music ends, and sees Chip and Diana together. Karen tells him to be present, and he tells her it will cost him a kiss, and it is not a real kiss, lol. Chip wants to go home with Karen and Mack, then they all decide to go to Daniel's. Ciji shows up looking for Chip. Gary and Kenny are talking to her about song orders and the fact that they got a stool for her. Ciji sees Chip coming in with Diana, Mack, and Karen, and reintroduces them because they met at the opening of Daniel's restaurant. And Ciji is jealous. Louie is waiting on Chip. She's looking like how I used to wait for riders to church. Val leaves for her speech. Abby goes in to talk to Ciji about her performance. And that she is a silent partner and gives Ciji a present. Chip goes in to talk to Ciji about Diana. Chip realizes that he forgot Lily's name and then calls her from the restaurant and asks her to take a cab to the restaurant and that he will save the best seat in the house for her. Abby and Laura are talking about how things are looking. Then they want to not Abby and Laura. Richard and Laura are talking about how things are looking and that there are some people who want to order food. Louie shows up and Chip goes to talk to Ciji and he tells her that he is using Diana. And then I wrote, lying liar who lies, lol. Richard is making omelets. Ciji performs and she is singing. The camera pans to everyone at the restaurant while Ciji is singing, and she does a remarkable job. Richard is cleaning up, and Abby goes to tell Richard about how wonderful it was and how great of a turnout it was. Abby and Gary leave. Oops. Ciji is greeting everyone, and Lily May will take a taxi home. However, why can't Karen and Mack take her home, or Kenny and Ginger? That makes no sense. Why should she have to pay for a taxi when they live in the same cul-de-sac? That just blows my mind. And then Diana wants to meet Ciji, however they did meet again, so this is like the second time that they met before the performance. And then there's a Rolling Stone journalist. Chip tells Diana that he has to stay. Chip asks if Karen and Matt can take Diana home, and they said sure. Diana tells Chip that she is so proud of him. Chip and Ciji look at each other, and then they kiss and leave. So, okay. Just bear with me 1 second. I just wanted him to know that I'm not saying anything. Okay, so this episode is very Chip heavy, so we learn more about Chip's character. We learn that he is more of a lying liar who lies than what we thought. Mack and Karen are still close, and they are kind of sort of acting like a married couple, which I think is cute. Because again, their relationship is going to move quite fast. And then, let's see. And then Chip and Diana are getting close. Chip and Ciji have been close. And then this is Ciji's first performance at their notice, I think is nice. So I'm kind of glad that they kind of combined the Beach Club and the opening night of Ciji performing at Daniel all in one episode. I think that, and all on the same night. So this mostly took place on Saturday. I don't know when the days began. And then we don't really see, again, Richard and Lauren together. We do see Richard a little bit with the restaurant, but not a lot. He's working with Abby. He's trying to get the restaurant settled for and all that good stuff. He's really not like aware. And then Kenny and Ginger, we don't see anything of. And the only time that we see all the couples together is when Ciji is singing, and the camera pans to first Lily Mae, then Chip and Diana, and then Kenny and Ginger, and then Karen and Matt. And then when it goes to Karen and Matt, he takes her hand, he kisses her, and it was just a really sweet moment. So, and then again, Ciji did a wonderful job. And again, I only learned of Lisa Hartman Black from when she did that song Because I Said I Do with her hubby, Clint Black. So, so that's amazing. And she has a beautiful, beautiful voice. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and pull there's not going to be a lot of clips from this episode, so hopefully we'll be done soon. I'm just trying to get to where I want to get to. And the co-host had to go to the grocery store, so hopefully she'll be back. If not, then I'll just end it whenever I'm done. I do apologize about my sniffling. I have allergies, and the okay. Hold on 1 second. Oh, I didn't realize how far into this episode that we don't see Karen and Mack. Alright. And this is a policy. Let's get started.
So you remember me till Saturday night.
Oh, how could I forget you, Mr. What was your name? Oh, you made such an indelible impression on me. I'd be proud to take you to my beach club.
I'll tell you what.
What?
Let's make it an old-fashioned Saturday night.
A Saturday night date? What do you mean?
Oh, like you bring the moonlight.
This is real serious. Almost like two teenagers in love. Aww. Again, this is quite a teaching serious policy.
I'll bring the back seat.
Oh, you can't.
Hi, Diana.
Hi.
So they're kind of hiding it from everyone. Yeah, intimate. And then as Diana and Chip comes in, then they break it up. Again, this is quite a YouTube series policy.
Hi, Mom. Hi.
Chip? Hi, this is very good. I want you to know that your daughter's an ace paddle tennis player. She wiped the court with me today.
Oh, liar. He threw the game so I'd invite him back.
You want to try again tomorrow?
Again, Matt kind of turns to Karen and moves forward. And again, I wonder if this is something that he did on his own. And then Karen just kind of, and then Michelle just kind of turned them facing that way, just so that they can finish the scene. And again, this is quite a future series policy.
I thought you'd never ask.
How about you, Matt? You want to play with us?
Oh, no, I'll be in court all day tomorrow.
Chip, if you're not doing anything Saturday night, how'd you like to have dinner at the club? I know Mac is going.
They are not happy about this. Karen's giving her the eye. And Diana's giving her the eye as well. This is quite a future series policy.
My mother's guest.
Oh, well, lady, you've got yourself a date. Great, I guess I'll see you guys later. Goodbye, Miss Reggae.
Bye.
And she whispers by after he kisses her. She's frustrated. Alright, and then this is when Karen goes to talk to Diana. I'm not gonna play that. I'll play a little bit of this, you know. And again, this is constituted series policy.
Adorable. So, what do you think?
Oh, wonderfully so rugged and handsome. Look at that great smile. And adorable.
Hey, what about me? I'm in these pictures too, you know.
What do you mean you?
Yeah,
I don't
right
see
here.
pictures of you.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah.
Oh, stop Yeah, you look happy. Each and every one of these photographs, that's the thing that stands out the most.
I love Val and Karen's friendship. It's super sweet. They're true BFFs, and they're BFFs in real life. Again, this includes the YouTube series policy.
Glad for you, Karen.
Thanks. Hey, I really missed you.
Me too. Awful lot's happened.
Yeah.
You know, there were so many times on that tour when I wanted to pick up the phone and give you a call.
You should have.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
At 3 or 4 in the morning?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you would have appreciated that. Anyway, this is better.
How's the new book coming?
Slowly.
She doesn't want to talk about the book, Dan. No. And again, this includes the YouTube series policy.
Very, very slowly. I've almost finished the first 2 chapters. I feel kind of funny about talking about it, though.
Hey, this is Karen. No apologies. Besides, we've got too many other things we have to catch up on.
Oh? Like what?
Chip. Tell me about Chip.
Chip? Roberts?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you want to know?
I want your honest opinion. It's real important. Just go to bed. Just tell me what you think.
I don't know. He's pleasant and he's well-mannered, and Mama thinks the world of him.
And you?
Me?
Uh-huh.
She wants to know what Val really thinks of Chip, so here we go. This includes the YouTube series policy.
Well, I don't know. There's something about him that ever since I got back from the tour, I just never feel comfortable when I'm around him, you know? Why is this so important?
I was falling in love with him.
At times.
Val is like, what in the world, man? Alright, this includes, this includes the YouTube series policy.
Well, did it?
That guy's a jerk. I don't think she should be saying that.
No, Mac, just lay off, okay?
I get guys like that coming in out of my office all day long. That guy's a jerk. He thinks he can charm the world. Believe me, I know what I'm talking about.
Say that again.
And again, that's Mac telling Karen that Chip is a jerk. And again, this includes the YouTube series policy.
Mac, there they are. Now remember, Diana really cares about him, so let's just keep it pleasant.
Yeah, well, it's gonna cost you a kiss.
Hey, I ought to go home with your mom. I'll call you in.
So, he kisses her, but it's not a real kiss. And again, this includes the YouTube series policy.
But it's no problem. I mean, unless, of course, you don't want me to go.
Oh, come on now. What could be the problem?
I would just explain to Diana why I can't take her home. That singer I represent is opening tonight at Richard's restaurant.
Oh, Ciji. I hear she's sensational.
Yeah, Daniels. Yeah, why don't we go? Let's all go. On me. My treat. What do you say?
That's great. Well, I guess there's no problem, huh?
So Diana's like, oh yeah, let's go. So maybe she's kind of warming up to Mac a little bit. So we'll see. Just waiting for the ads, y'all. Just waiting for the ads. Okay, I think I think that's all the scenes I want to play from this episode. There's really not a lot more to it. Other than, like I said, Ciji singing, they're all at the restaurant, then the camera pans out. So this is already a lot longer than yesterday's episode. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Let's see. We will do episodes 9 and 10 tomorrow. And these will be very interesting episodes. So we see that Karen and Mack are kind of stable right now. And then tomorrow we'll kind of see what else is going on. So, again, don't forget to do the YouTube things. Like, share, subscribe, comment down below. And also, don't forget that We're Not Done Yet podcast and the CBU Circle and No Escaping the cul-de-sac will be linked down below after I end this stream. And I think that's it. Let me just see. No, shopping button done. And last minute stop. Okay, so I don't know if she's gonna respond. I just thought I would ask her real quick if she had any last minute thoughts before I ended, so I'll give her a couple more minutes. Let's see. Alright, she's all set. So we'll go ahead and end it here, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. And I will probably see you a little bit later tomorrow night, because I do have that sprinkle to go to, and my brother said they're planning to go away for 4 to 4.5 hours. So, and then we'll see how I feel tomorrow after I get home. Okay? I hope you all have a great night. Bye!